Hey, my name is Marcus, and I play in a band called Arctic, and this is my pedal board that I play with. I do looping with the band, and I'm just kind of going over this just for kind of a keepsake of what my pedal board looked like, because I'm actually going to rip it apart, and we're going to try out some different gear and try to make either two smaller pedal boards or one pedal board and one rack, because right now my pedal board is about 82 pounds, and that's with pedals and the case that it's not a custom case, it's a homemade case. And so I wanted to go over some of the pedals that I have in just the order so I can remember after I rip it apart. So first in line I have a Boss tuner, which cuts out the signal and lets me tune. I think most people are familiar with that. After that I have a super comp, and so I just use that for a bit of a volume boost and a little bit of compression. And so that stuff is not in the chain. I have a switching system built in, and the switching system is basically allows me to put the pedals on a true bypass switch. So on the first switch loop, I have, and you'll notice that I'm playing acoustic guitar and distorting the hell out of it. So I like that. Anyways, tube screamer. So that's original TS-808. That I inherited through a friend who traded me for a delay pedal. Then I have a whammy pedal. That's the second one in the line. The third one in the line is an FM4 line 6 filter modulator, and I use that in a song called Someone Turning, and a lot of people kind of think it's a keyboard sound, but it's kind of layered with a couple of other things as well. And I use that just for one setting. That pedal is actually tucked right in back here, and it's running in mono. And because the DL4 actually is a true bypass, it's actually not in the looper. You can see it's kind of sitting in the middle right here. And I use that for delays. Swell delays and reverse delays. So that was number 4, but we actually had 5 pedals, or no, actually that was number 3.5. So the 5th pedal is actually a DD5, which I don't think is actually working right now in the chain. And then I have a Vox pedal, just a Vox wah. And I have a Space Echo, the Space Echo pedal, and I had the actual RE150 actual tape Space Echo, but that thing was too big to carry around. So next is Oh, that was from yesterday. So it's a Ibanez AD9, the Maxon original one. I really like that. And then the last is in the chain is I have a Line 6 tremolo. That's it. I thought they had some cool name like the Verbzilla. Maybe it was a Tremuzilla. And so this is a tap tempo thing, but I actually don't use it in tap tempo mode. And as you can see, I don't actually have it in any mode. Yeah, so the mode I have it set in is that the more input you put to it, the faster it actually speeds up. So if you have a listen, or actually even take a look at the light, you'll see it's going. Yeah, cool. So that's what's on the board. And now I also have, actually there's one more thing on the board. I have a boomerang. And for me this is the absolute simplest looper to use. Basically you just start playing. It's just super simple. I got the Boss 20 something, yeah, 20 RC20 XL, and it's okay. It's not a bad pedal. It just doesn't. It's like Boss just crammed everything they possibly can get inside it, and it's bizarre. I did actually a modification to this because I found that the switches, they had too much play in between them, so I don't know if you can see right up inside there. We actually brought it down so the switches, or the top, the lid was actually closer to the switch. And then I'm using, just to make a stereo setup, so it's coming out of the RC20 XL into my volume pedal, which is just the main volume control for both the amps, into a TC Electronics, which splits it to two separate amps. And so I have a stock Fender amp and a Morris amp, which is made by Morris. And so that is my pedal board. So in the next little while, I'm going to actually, another friend of mine, Sean, is coming to help us out. And Scott, the camera guy, is going to be videotaping it and editing it and piecing it together. And we might put it up in chunks, or we might put it up as a whole thing. But we're going to actually break it down and make two small pedal boards.